Be very quiet. The baby Ochoa is sleeping. He's dreaming of another world where his kindred once frolicked in stately robes before darkness came and ruined everything. He's dreaming about his people and the wonderful deeds that some of his ancestors performed as part of a multi-game solitaire mega tournament involving real people. If we're quiet, maybe we can hear him murmur of some of his dreams and participate in the joy that is. I'm tempted to do a cappella background music for this. It's majestic, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to just show you that everything is set up. We have our starting quests. Aqualad wants to explore Fangorn. Remember, he's played by Mooney. Eleanor, who is played by Scoots, wants to either explore near Harad or deal with the Black Serpent. That's tough for her because she's not so fighty. She's more about avoiding peril. But she starts right here with the Black Serpent there and the mouth of Sauron right there. Whereas the gentlemen who are a little more fighty, especially Aqualad, are way up there. You can see Sauron's already placed his starting influence. These are what cause peril if their wisdom is lower than the number. Kind of around Aqualad, stretching between two of his dark towers. There's a different name for those, but he's got three. This one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. Going over to Baravor, played by Red Tomato. He wants to explore the Red Horn Gate. So she definitely has the most interesting quest. She actually has some choices to make. She either has to take on this guy or get to where he starts. The rest of them just have to get somewhere. So that's fun. The hero's goal is to not be so corrupted. Noble blood. Interesting. Kind of fits with Eleanor, who happens to be central to our seating arrangement. Coincidence? I don't know. It's time to start playing. Alright, Curly's had his first turn of the game. The first turn for the Sauron player isn't quite as active as subsequent turns because a lot of stuff is taken care of during setup. But he did do a few things. So, first thing he did was I think he drew some cards. For those of you who don't know, you can put these little dots down. He can play 3 of them a turn. And he basically has 3 different types of actions. So he gets to do the most, really, if he spreads them out. But if he really needs to do something more than once, it diminishes in its effectiveness. So anyway, he did 1 of each. I didn't see any reason for him not to. So he drew some shadow cards and some plot cards. Incidentally, his starting plot is this one right here. It has to do with the corruption, I believe. And it's located in Isengard, right here. So if the heroes wanted to get rid of this plot, which they generally want to get rid of plots, they have to go there and spend 3 favor. 3 favor is a big commodity in this game. So he did that, drew some cards. Then, I believe, yes, he did he placed his influence next. And here's where he actually had some choices to make. So, looks like he wanted to reinforce this blockade here, but he also was interested in, I believe, placing a monster here. I'm not going to go too much into Curly's head because I think it's an unpleasant place, so I will just interpret the results for you rather than saying exactly what he was thinking. So he placed a monster right here by the Nindolf, and he also moved a minion, his Black Serpent, Lord of Harad, north to Osgiliath, which there's a piece of favor there from our turn's event. The turn's event, he did something curious. Okay, so the event says each of the players has to put a favor on it, and then he gives this card. Sauron gets to give this card to someone, and then when they do something or other, they get all the favor on the card. No one had any favor because it was the first turn, so he just gave it to Scoots, I think just to annoy her, because now she has this useless card that's just kind of muddying up her space. And as you can see, the players don't actually have a lot of space to work with. So I think he's engaged in some mind games. Alright, it's Red Tomato's turn, and he has moved his guy, Barivore, to the Red Horn Gate, which is where he needs to go according to his starting quest, because he looked upon a waterfall and saw trouble. So he knew this was probably the place to go to make things better for everyone. He spent all his cards in the process. However, Sauron dun, 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 just played his long arm, and that made this location perilous. So something is going to... Undying regret. The slain elf lay by the side of the tree, another that would not be traveling to the Grey Havens. It seemed not even the secret paths known only to elves were safe. The shadow over southern Mirkwood was now stirring, and the eaves of Lorien were no longer safe. Add 2 influence to the shadow pool. Sauron may then place 1 influence and 1 monster token on any location in the hero's current region, excluding the hero's current location. So that is what happened as a result of Red Tomato moving here. I don't think that's going to stop him from meeting his quest, however. So good for him. Before we move on to Scoots, another side effect that who knows if Curly had this in mind of his shadow card play on the Red Horn Gate is Red Tomato does not get to draw an event card at the end of Barivor's turn, which is really hard on him because he likes the event cards. They add some nice flavor and fun and excitement to the game. He did get to have a peril card played on him, but that's not as much fun. Alright, Scoots has this tough choice we kind of talked about earlier. And the game's very much set up to make the Eleanor player have this choice if she starts with this particular quest. Characters can start one of 2 quests. So this favor here looks nice. Fighting this guy would help her beat her quest, as would going to Near Herod. She kind of has 3 different options, the way I see it. She can hightail it out of there, go towards Dunharrow and Edoras and just kind of move this way towards Isengard. Or she could face the Black Serpent head on, or she could jump around him and go get Boromir's favor in Near Herod and solve her quest. Being an educated lady, and not one to back down, I don't think. I think she's going to do the end run around. Which is not quite a retreat, and also she believes makes use of her cleverness. Alright, pretty fruitful move for Eleanor. Not only did she pick up 3 favor from visiting with Boromir, she gets a bonus 1 as her special power because she's of noble bloodline. She knows how to turn favors to her advantage. She got the bonus favor. She also got her quest done, which is why she's so much stronger now. And she also got to get rid of this annoying card that was just kind of clogging up her space because she met with a character. So, really bonus move. And her turn's not even over yet, so she can do more. Wow, impressive. So Scoots decided to have Eleanor hang tight in Near Herod. If she were going to move, she'd probably want to get out of here this way because she's sort of boxed in. It feels very cramped in this area and wicked. Though she would kind of like to get up to Denethor there and get more favor, and also the favor in Osgiliath. She might have to face this this rider after all. I mean, she probably will because she doesn't have the cards to get out of there. Well, she could, but she'd have to get rid of her training card, and that just feels special. You know, she earned this training through her quest. It's an extra bonus card she got, and that would only get her to Belfalas. So she's probably going to have to fight next turn. But to make her feel better, she got the opportunity to punch someone in the face who was saying that everyone should just give up. So life hands you lemons, and it also hands you limes. And you can make lemon lime from that. And it's now Mooney the Aqualad's turn. And looking at his movement cards, it's rather surprising considering how elvish he is. If he wants to go see Dane 2 and get those 2 favor points, he's going to be pretty stuck among the trees because he only has 1 tree movement card. Of course, he can spend extra cards to move anyway, but it doesn't feel like that's going to pay off. So he's going to have to do some thinking about that. I just want to say a little quandary I had today thinking about playing. I was really tempted to give Mooney the Aqualad a boat to start off with, which basically just gives you a movement bonus and these waterways, which are actually quite extensive. It would have been a great advantage and very thematic, but I felt then, like, as soon as I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing that totally, I started thinking about what advantage I could give everyone else to balance it out, and then I was thinking I would have to give Curly an advantage, and I just canceled it. Plus, I think it's maybe a good goal for him, a good personal goal, especially since he's a sailor and everything, to want to get a boat. So just so you know, he's going to be looking out for that, to an opportunity to get a boat. I'm not sure if you can purposely get a boat in this game, but you can get a boat. So bonus points if he gets that. So Mooney the Aqualad was enticed by the training, decided to go to Lake Esgaroth for his turn, and ended up taking a holiday. He hung out with his buddy Dane 2, admired his beautiful beard. Nice, we could get a dwarf on the table. Then he spent the rest of the time on vacation, which really didn't make any sense. So he's in the town of Dale. There were festive banners. The smell of banquets filled the air. With the renewed wealth of the lonely mountain, Dale had become prosperous indeed. Everywhere people were eager to celebrate the glory of Brand, son of Bard. And then what he got from that is he was able to move things from his damage pool to his rest pool, but he hasn't done anything yet. So it's like taking vacation your first week of work. But maybe he needs to store up his strength. He will be really ready to go next turn, I promise. I can't promise you that. Never mind. So I have a sneaking suspicion I've used up all of my allotted 15 minutes, or a good portion of it, and we've gone through 1 turn. I think I'm going to have to stop. Though I feel like I just got started for the night. It's tough, but I don't want to rush the game either. I feel like the last game I videoed, Imperial 2030, for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament, I rushed it a little too much, and I don't think I enjoyed the game as much, and I don't think the story developed as well. But partially maybe because I just didn't really like the characters as well. But that could have been because I rushed it. So I'm going to take my time. I don't think every video is going to run the expanse of 1 turn. But it might, and if it does, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm in it for the long haul. I can be patient. I can wait. I can. Yeah. So I've enjoyed the start. I think there's a lot of interesting things developing. You know, we have vacations. We have journeys. We have quests. We have stories.